Hello from me, Lazarus IDE. Today we will do the final, comprehensive presentation of my new book, Introduction to Lazarus IDE, Part the Third. As I already mentioned, it is offered in two versions, a basic version and a full, complete version. The full version is actually the basic one plus the real program system, my shop. So, here's a brief overview. The first part includes an extended look at familiar components, visual tables, grids, and these four interesting components. The next part covers new, interesting components from the palettes in the Lazarus IDE. Here, from the MISC palette, visual data, charts with chart, printing documents, and saving settings in INI files. In the third part, we again looked at two interesting logic games. Guess the Word is quite a world-famous game. Recognize the color memory, used to be standard in operating systems. And finally, the concluding words. This is the basic version, priced at €10, and the full version contains everything from the basic version plus this part. It's related to the development of the management system for a small shop, which is over 100 pages, a huge part. Its price is €25. That covers the book itself. I'll introduce the program to you in a bit. Actually, no, before that, I want to mention something else. This is actually my third book in the Lazarus IDE series. So, the first one from 2023 is an introduction where I describe everything from scratch. The next one was from 2025, where I also looked at new components. Additionally, I paid attention to other features, and we made our first logic games. And now the third part. I hope, God willing, that there will be further developments. That's right. And here I'll describe the program one more time, because it's part of the full version, right? In other words, I won't be uploading free lessons for it. And so now, I'm going to give you a full rundown of the program once again. So, here's what it looks like. This is, as you can see, the version with the CDE panels. I'm going to maximize it because generally, when working on a desktop computer, you run it in full screen. So, in the home menu we have, create a new database, connect to an existing database, back up the database, and it shows the active database, the one you are currently working with. Here's the database section. I've created 3 test databases. For example, if I want another one, I can open the standard one, mishop.db. Here you see. I can create a new one. Actually, when you start using the program, your first job will be to create your own database, and the name must be in Latin letters, without spaces and invalid characters. And then we start everything from scratch, but now I'm not going to demonstrate that. That's it. This is the home menu. The add menu, we can add a new user. Let's also add a new seller. Wholesale customer. Retail is selected by default, so we won't add one there. Here are the products with prices and documents. These are the new documents that we create for a sale. As we said, they can also be maximized. I showed them in previous lessons, explaining how to work with them. The same goes for the second type of document, received stock. That's right. And the same for written off stock. That's right. The edit menu is the same, except that here individual entries can be edited. Here's how it's done, by opening the form. That's right. The delete menu is identical, except that here instead of editing, it deletes. I've separated these two menus on purpose. Usually, in standard programs, they are together. The edit menu also contains the delete function. But I made them separate so that you don't make a blunder, meaning, you don't delete something by accident while trying to edit. The Documents menu. This is actually a summary menu of the others, where everything is simply arranged by document type. The Reports menu is one of the most important. Here, of course, you can generate many types of reports. Here you set a time period that is currently available. And we click the button. Run query. Here are the items that are available at the moment. Best-selling products, for example, and you see them arranged in order of sales volume. And the other types of reports, there you go, for everything that's important. So, what I've done here is also, I've given you the opportunity and shown you how you can add your own reports. Which is also very important, and these are actually the core functionalities of the program. The settings, we said, we have options for the login form, for those who want to work with a login form and passwords. But you have to be very careful, so that you don't block your own program. Basically, because the IDE here is for the owner to work alone, or to have family members use it, right? That's why this option is not the default. That's why it's not enabled initially. The CDE panels, as you understand, can be removed. Anyone who wants to, right, can work without them, no problem. But they're actually a convenience for us, providing quick access, because all of this, the basic actions are here. Here, for example, when we start selling, let's say, instead of going to the Add menu, choosing Document more than Sales. Instead of these three actions, from the panel we just press this button and that's it. That's why these panels were made for your convenience. So, other settings. Here we can change some user settings. And this is the About menu. Version, this is version 1.12, stable, year 2026. And author, the author is me, of course, engineer Lazar Hristov. That's all for this presentation and the program. From now on, we will continue with the specific lessons, the actual training. That's all for this lesson. Best regards.